Good morning, students. Welcome to the lecture series of Software Engineering Techniques. In today's lecture, I am going to discuss about the common mistakes that we do while drawing the data flow diagram. Also, I will discuss about the disadvantages of the data flow diagram. Now, let's start with the common mistakes that we do while drawing the data flow diagram. We know that in data flow diagram, we have a different label and we decompose the data flow diagram up to which the algorithm for each functions will be available. So the first diagram that we draw is called your context diagram और label zero diagram. तो context diagram में हमेशा ही एक bubble होगा and there will be all the external entities. जितने भी external entities हैं जो सॉफ्टवेयर से interact करेंगे that should be present in your context diagram. And once we start decomposing the data flow diagram, in each label there will be 3 to 7 bubble. Bubble क्या होता है? जो सर्कल हम लोग रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं that is your bubble which represents a process. So at each label there will be 3 to 7 process or a bubble should be there. Now a common mistake what the beginners do that they try to represent the control information in the DFT while in data flow diagram we never represents the control information, that is your when or in what order different functions are executed or invoked. हम लोग ये कभी नहीं दिखाते data flow diagram में कि कौन सा फंक्शन किसके बाद एग्जीक्यूट होगा. हम दिखाते हैं कि इस लेवल पे ये सारे फंक्शंस एग्जीक्यूट हो रहे हैं और किस कंडीशन में एग्जीक्यूट किए जाएंगे that we do not represent in the data flow diagram. Let's take a function that might invoke one function or another depending upon some condition. Now, all the functions that are represented in the SRS document should be present in your data flow diagram. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आपका कोई भी एक फंक्शन छूट जाए जो कि data flow diagram में ना हो. So we have to include all the functions which are present in the SRS document that we have to include in your data flow diagram, or you can say that we have to include only those functions that are present in the SRS document. We don't have to include any extra functionality or extra function in the data flow diagram which is not present in your SRS document. Now, again, these are the common mistakes that we do while drawing the data flow diagram. We have to make the balanced DFD at each level. Never forget to name the data flow. Every time when we give an arrow from one bubble to the another bubble, we have to provide a name to the data flow. We have to represent the data function. We have to represent the function or the data. Also, we have to represent the external entities at the context-free diagram and never represent the control aspects, that is the flow of order in which the data flow diagrams are executed. So, in precise, what we have learned that context diagram will contain only one bubble and there should be all the external entity should be there. When we decompose the bubble into many bubbles at the next level, so there should be 3 to 7 bubbles should be there. Now, there are some disadvantages associated with the data flow diagram. The first disadvantage with the data flow diagram is that the data flow diagram is not precise. Sometimes we are not aware that up to what level we have to decompose the data flow diagram. It becomes very difficult for the beginners to think कि हम किस लेवल तक data flow diagram को decompose करेंगे. Also, we are not we are confused about the functions that are performed by a double from that are performed by the label. Sorry, we are confused about the functions that are performed by a bubble from its label. Also, sometimes it happens that a label does not capture all the functionality of the bubble. Also, while defining a data flow diagram, we don't have to specify several things like what happens when some input information is missing or is incorrect. It does not convey anything regarding what happens when book is not found or what happens if there are books by different authors with the same book title. Let's assume that we are looking for a book और अगर एक ही book का if there are more than one book which is present in the library with the same name, then the data flow diagram will not specify what will happen in this case. So these are some of the common disadvantages that are present in the data flow diagram. Also, the control information is not present in the data flow diagram, so we don't have any idea कि कौन सा task किसके बाद हो रहा है, कैसे हम किस ऑर्डर में हम इनपुट दे रहे हैं और किस ऑर्डर में आउटपुट प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है. एंड द सबसे ज़्यादा टफ ये डिसाइड करना हो जाता है कि हम किस लेवल तक डेटा फ्लो डायग्राम को डिकम्पोज करें. समटाइम्स हम सोचते हैं कि यहाँ तक ही सफिशिएंट है इसको ब्रेक कर देना, बट इट हैपन्स दैट कि नहीं, अभी से और ब्रेक करने से ही इट विल बी all the functions will be represented more clearly. So it is difficult to find out the ultimate level to which the decomposition is carried out. It depends upon the analyst. Sometimes एक ही सॉफ्टवेयर के लिए एक एनालिस्ट उसको 10 लेवल तक डिकम्पोज कर रहा है और दूसरा एनालिस्ट उसको 6 to 7 लेवल तक ही डिकम्पोज कर रहा है. तो ये दोनों एनालिस्ट के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है कि वो किस तरह से सॉफ्टवेयर को देख रहे हैं और उन्होंने कितने फंक्शंस को डाला है. सो बिगिनर्स के लिए काफ़ी डिफ़िकल्ट हो जाता है ये सोचना कि हम किस लेवल तक डीएफडी को डिकम्पोज करेंगे. Also, DFD does not provide any clear guidance as how exactly one should go about the decomposing a function, and the structured analysis technique do not specify when to stop a decomposition process. So what will be the length of the decomposition needs to be carried out. So these are the disadvantages with the data flow diagram. Thank you.